vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
I think it's really nice to be at a smaller campus because you get to know everyone more.
It's just a very home-like experience. You get more one-on-one time with your teachers. They have more time to show you things.
But we do a lot of different activities that involve the community.
Being here and in this environment teaches me, everyone matters, and it's important to treat everyone with decency and respect, and I think I'll carry that with me forever.
We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks to Tiff back in the studio. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here this evening here on 93.7 K Carroll. Boone again in town to take on the Carroll Tigers. Boone coming in 3-5 on the year, 0-3 right now in the Raccoon River Conference. They have lost 3 straight. The Carroll Tigers are coming in 7-6 overall, 0-4 in the Raccoon River Conference. They have won 3 games in a row, all of those down at the Atlantic Tournament against Hawkeye 10 competition on Saturday, beating Harlan 15-5, Clarinda 7-5, and knocking off a Red Oak at 9-1. Now those Boone losses are against some pretty good competition. They lost to Des Moines Lincoln 4-0, Indianola 5-3, and Winterset as well 9-2. Let's take a look at our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the Toreadors of Boone, leading things off is going to be their pitcher Carly Bush. Out in center field batting second is Natalie Danner. The shortstop Aaron Aids will hit in the number 3 hole. Out in left field batting cleanup is Kelsey Moorman. The second baseman Jillian Malice will hit in the number 5 hole. Catching and batting sixth tonight is Avery Howie. The designated player Shannon Jenkins will hit in the number 7 spot. Sydney Adams going to hit in the number 8 hole tonight and play third base. Out in right field batting ninth is Gracie Gustafson, and not hitting tonight but playing first base is Maura Nystrom. For the Carroll Tigers, leading things off, of course, their catcher Parker Adams. Batting second and playing out left field is Chloe Jones. The pitcher Avery Burke will hit in the number 3 hole. Michaela Coffrin will bat cleanup tonight. She'll play third base. Out in center field batting fifth is Ava Gross. The second baseman Marin Overmole will hit in the number 6 hole. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Olivia Rowetter. The first baseman Emma Kuhlman will hit in the number 8 hole. And out in right field batting ninth this evening will be Amanda Wardell. We'll step away, take a break. We'll come back in 3 minutes right here on 93.7 KKRL.
Since 1968, Mackey Motors has been serving Lake City and the surrounding communities with new and certified
Much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive healthcare for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
Welcome you back here on 93.7 at K Carroll. Thanks to Tiffany again back in the studios. We come to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes feel, recover, and perform. And of course, we appreciate you tuning in for our Mackey Motors pregame. And again, go to CB Sports Network on YouTube to be able to watch and listen to the game. Megan Berger right over here to my left, and she is running our video production here tonight. You can watch and listen to the game tonight between these two teams out of the Raccoon River Conference. Avery Burke in the circle tonight for the Carroll Tigers. The junior coming in 6-3 in the year. She's thrown 51 and 2/3 innings. She's given up 80 hits right now and 45 runs. Only 29 of those have been earned. Her ERA at 3.43. She has struck out 26, has walked 13, has hit 2. Her walks and hits per innings pitched is 1.80, and opponents are batting at 346 against her this season. And Avery kind of taking over that pitching role really last week in that game against Kemper, Cameron Shable, the senior, who came into the season as the number 1 starter in the circle for the Carroll Tigers, suffering from some injury issues right now, and is going to be out at least a couple of weeks, if not maybe longer. So hopefully it's not going to be for much longer, but Avery, who had been starting at shortstop, has moved into that role and has done a really good job since kind of becoming the force in the circle here. Olivia Rowetter out in the shortstop position, a talented sophomore. Let's take a look at that defense for the Tigers here tonight. Parker Adams, the junior behind the plate. You got a sophomore and Emma Kuhlman over at first, freshman and Marin Overmo at second, a senior and Michaela Coffrin at third. She's been hitting really good this year. Olivia Rowetter, a sophomore, out at shortstop. The outfield, Chloe Jones, a junior, in left. Ava Gross, a senior, in center, and Amanda Wardell, the talented freshman, getting that start out in right field. Carly Bush going to lead things off for the Toreadors of Boone. She comes in hitting at 211 on the year with a double and at 5 RBI. First pitch on the way is a chopper over to Coffrin at third. She'll scoop, fires over to first. And 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the first inning on a 5-3 putout. And that is going to bring up the talented senior center fielder for Boone, Natalie Danner. She comes in hitting .448 with 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 7 RBI. I got an opportunity to talk to her older sister, Maddie, who just graduated from Grandview and had a terrific basketball career at Grandview after graduating from Boone. She's helping out now with the softball program. And the first pitch to Natalie Danner misses down and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Scoreless here in the top of the first inning. Beautiful night for softball. No wind as the flag out in center field laying completely flat. There was talk of maybe about a 5-mile-an-hour wind out of the southeast tonight. 1-0 pitch downstairs, and the count runs now to 2 balls and no strikes. Temperature right now sitting at about 88, so a warm day here in Carroll. That pitch downstairs, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. We're about an hour away from the sun beginning to really set, so going to be pretty comfortable. There is a few clouds up in the sky right now, but so it's not quite as sunny. The third baseman, left fielder, shortstop still have some sun in their eyes. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 3-1. Coffin looking down at the wristband that the Tigers wear as they get the call from head coach Ryan Gallegos. Adams calls out the signal, sets up right down the middle. The pitch is a chopper foul. That's up the third base side. So after falling behind 3 balls and no strikes, Burke has battled back with a couple of pitches in the zone to Danner. And the count now is full. Not expecting any rain until maybe after midnight tonight, but I tell you what, if you're a farmer, and Bill Winger in the house here tonight, he wouldn't complain if there was some. There's a pop-up over towards right center field. The freshman Wardell will call off the center fielder Gross, and she will make the catch for the second out here of the inning. A very good break on that ball that time by Amanda Wardell, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Erin Aids. Aids comes in hitting .360 on the year, 6 RBI on the season. She has also doubled 6 times, one of the top hitters, of course, in this Boone lineup. So Burke gets the call off of her hand and looks down at the wrist. Pitch on the way. Chopper out towards short. That's going to be off of Rowetter. So Aids will reach on the air. That'll put a runner on with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And the batter now is the left fielder, Casey Mormon. Mormon coming in hitting .304, 4 double, 9 RBI so far on the year. She has scored 5 times. So Mormon will step in. Tiger defense playing deep right now. Gross very deep out in center field as Mormon does have some power. Pitch on the way up top. And the count now 1 ball and no strikes. Wardell hugging the line a little bit out here in right. So if there's a gap right now, I'd say it's out in right center field. The freshman, Marin Overmole, playing right on the edge of the grass at second. Now sliding in on the pitch. There's a nice pitch throw down to second. Overmole will glove behind the bag. Aids in with the stolen base. The shortstop is now 3 of 3 in stolen bases on the year. And the count is a 1 ball and 1 strike on Mormon. Nice crowd on hand here tonight. Quite a few Boone fans right down in front of us and over to the right. And a very nice Carroll Tiger crowd over here to our left. 1-1 pitch on the way. Chopper foul. That one gets over to the Carroll dugout. It bounces back out into the playing field. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got a chance to talk with Michaela Coffran and Ava Gross, even Avery Burke just a little bit before the game. Also talked with Cam Shabel. She was down talking with head coach Ryan Gallegos when I went over to chat with him. Ava and Michaela were pumped and ready to go tonight. They were really happy with the way they played over the weekend. Chopper out to Overmole at second. She'll scoop and fires over to first for the final out here of the inning. For Boone here in the first inning, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error. They'll leave 1 left. We'll step away, take a break. Scoreless after the top of the first. We're back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 KKRL.
Family owned and operated since 1948. Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services together because, like all teams, together, everyone achieves more. We all enjoy a snack and a drink when cheering for our favorite team. When finished, be a team player. Put your bottles and cans in the recycle bin and your empty food packaging in the trash. Visit our website at carrollcountylandfill.com for details of how to be part of the recycle team. Because together, we're stronger. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, wishing our area athletes a safe and successful sports season.
The outstanding Carroll catcher going to be leading. The facility there, we've got it back. Thanks to Megan reaching down and fixing some of our. We'll get that fixed here in between innings. Jones now going to step in. We're going to get a courtesy runner over at first base. Bailey Bowman will come in to run over at first now for Parker Adams. Jones, the left fielder, will step in. Comes in hitting .500, a double, 4 RBI on the year. Left-handed hitter, she's a slapper, so she'll try to slap that ball into a gap, bunts it up towards the pitcher. Scooping it is Bush. The throw at first, not going to be in time. Bowman's going to move to third. She might be able to come in to score, but there's a throw over to third. She'll round the bag, then steps back on. So Bowman moving over to third on the air. Jones reaches as well on the air. She'll stay over at first. As backing up on the play that time was Gustafson, and Avery Burke now, the pitcher for the Tigers, going to step in as Carroll's got runners on the corners here with nobody out in the bottom half of the first inning. Burke coming in, having a really good year at the plate. 432, 4 doubles, 8 RBI on the season. And the pitch on the way. Squares around, pitch goes behind her. Jones will move up to second on the wild pitch. And they count 1-0 now on Burks with McKaylee Coffrin waiting on deck. This would be a really good start for the Tigers if they can get on the board here in this bottom of the first inning, especially coming off those 3 wins down at the Atlantic Tournament over the weekend. Carroll's had a lot of success down at that Atlantic Tournament over the years. They've been really good in non-conference games. Pitch on the way, inside, in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Both of these teams trying to pick up that first conference win of the year. Burke gets the call from head coach Ryan Gallegos. Looks down on that wristband to see the number that she needs. 2 no balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way, up and in. And they count 3-0. Carly Bush, a sophomore, comes in 0-4, 13 2/3 innings, 24 hits, 16 runs, 10 are earned. The ERA at 5.12. She has walked 9, hit 3, struck out 4, and there is going to be ball 4. So that is now going to be her 7th walk, or excuse me, her 11th walk of the season. She's got 2 of those tonight, and the bases are loaded. We're going to get a runner, and that's going to be Bella Liu come in to run for Burke over at first. And that'll bring up McKaylee Coffrin. She's coming off a really good year in golf this year and has translated that into an outstanding year at the plate. You don't usually see it where somebody golfs well and then hits the softball well, like right at the beginning of the season, but that's what Coffrin has done. Comes in hitting .562, 3 doubles, a home run, 7 RBI. She comes up with nobody out and the bases loaded. Pitch on the way, and that's going to hit her in the back. So a hit by pitch RBI for Coffrin, as Bowman will come in to score from third. Jones moves down to third, Liu up to second, and Coffrin now on at first. And the Tigers have taken a 1-0 lead without picking up a hit here in the first inning. And the catcher and 8th grader, Howie goes out to talk to her sophomore pitcher. Ava Gross, who had one of the 6 home runs for the Tigers over the weekend, will step to the plate. Gross comes in, hitting .303, a double, a home run, and 12 RBI. And I know I said it with that Carroll game here, or the Kemper game last week, that Ava Gross will hit close to 400, if not or above, before this season is over. She has had a tremendous career and really swings a very good bat. Pitch on the way, taken downstairs for ball 1. 5th batter here in the inning for the Tigers. Base is still loaded, nobody out. Carroll leads it here by a score of 1-0. Danner playing a little bit towards left field, out in center on the left field side of the bag. Pitch on the way up top. So they're looking for Gross to pull it. If she makes contact, shading the line a little bit is Mormon out in left field. And well off the line is Gustafson out in right. We'll take a look at that Toreador defense here in just a moment. Pitch on the way up top. And the count is at 3-0. Avery Howie, the catcher behind the plate. You got Maura Nystrom at first, Jillian Malice at second, Sydney Adams at third, and Aaron Aids to start at short tonight. 3 offering on the way from Bush up top for ball 4, another walk. So the bases will remain loaded, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Tigers. 3rd walk here, 2nd run given up. And that'll bring Marin Overmall, the freshman, to the plate. But first, we're going to get a conversation out in the pitching circle. Howie, the catcher, ran out to talk to her, and then We've got the coach coming up. We're going to get a pitching change. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 at KKRL.
Hi, this is People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs.
Our audio issues during the break here. Emily Aids, now the new pitcher here for the Toreadors. Marin Overmole steps in, pitch on the way, up and in. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike on Overmole. Overmole coming in, hitting .429, a double, an RBI on the year. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Got her to chase one downstairs. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Aids coming in, 6th game she's pitched in this year. She's thrown 17 innings, giving up 22 hits and 17 runs. 12 of those are earned. Her ERA at 4.85. She'll get Overmole swinging. And that is the first out here in the inning. So a different pitcher and a different look for the Tigers now to adjust to. So Bush no longer in the circle, and Aids will come in. Bush through to 5 batters. Her night may not be done. You'll have to wait and see. But Aids gets the strikeout for the first out. Olivia Rowetter now, the Tigers shortstop, will step in. Pitch is going to miss downstairs, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Rowetter coming in, hitting .273, 6 RBI, 5 runs scored. Comes off of an outstanding track season this year, making it down to state in the discus. Pitch on the way, that one downstairs. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes on Aids. Or excuse me, on Rowetter. You got Emma Kuhlman, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Bella Lou over at third, Michaela Coffrin at second, Ava Gross over at first base. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. Caught that inside corner right at the knees, and the count runs to 2-1. Mentioned the crowd in the stands here tonight, a very good crowd as well. Sitting up in their vehicles and in their chairs and on their blankets up along the road. Pitch on the way. Called a strike on the inside corner, and the count quickly now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aids, a junior. Again, stepping in, much more experienced in the circle for Boone here tonight. Bush moves from the circle out to shortstop, so they just swap positions. There's a foul ball back up against the screen. And the count going to remain now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Rowetter jumped out 2-0. Now finds herself in a 2-2 count. She's been hitting the ball well. Pitch on the way. There's a swing and a miss. That's a foul tip, excuse me. And fouled underneath, right underneath the catcher. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gross runs really well over at first. So you get a ball into the gap here, and she could potentially score from first. Pitch on the way. Low and away. And that'll run the count full now on Rowetter. We'll see if Coach Galley goes here with a 1 out, puts him in motion. I'm guessing that he won't. But he may start him here on the pitch. Aids back on the rubber, pitch on the way. That one's going to be low and inside for ball 4. So there's first walk given up by Aids, 4th of the ball game. That run, scored by Lou, will be credited to to Bush. That's going to be the third run she gives up. It'll make it a 3-0 ball game. Coffin moves down to third, Gross up to second, Rowetter on now at first. And Emma Kuhlman, the Tiger first baseman, will step in, hitting 192 with a double and a couple of home runs on the year. She is a good hitter, had a really nice year for him last year. Takes the first pitch downstairs for ball one. Still just one out here, bottom of the first. Tigers on top 3-0. Bases are loaded. Carroll got the first 5 girls at the plate on base. The 1-0 pitch downstairs, and the count runs now to 2 balls and no strikes. So Avery Burke will be pretty pleased when she comes back out into the circle. As a pitcher, you always love kind of being in the lead so you have something to work with. Pitch on the way. That one in there for a strike, and the count is 2-1. Arweva falling to home tonight, 15-0 to West Harrison. West Harrison ranked, they're really good this year. They've got a senior class that's been to state in pretty much every sport right now. There's a foul ball back out of play. They made state in baseball last year, and then in basketball this past year, and almost made state in football. 2-1 pitch foul out of play, and the count runs to 2-2. They're expected to be a state contender again this season. Arweva very, very young. They start 3 8th graders. Only 11 guys out, so not a lot of guys to fill in gaps. 3-0 pitch called a strike on the corner. Excuse me. The count now to 3-2. That one just misses, so it's 2-2. The count just misses, and the count runs now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Amanda Wardell is waiting on deck. Full count pitch on the way, foul out of play up the first base side. Kuhlman did a nice job that time of taking a tough pitch on the inside and getting a good piece of it and fouling it out of play up that first base side. That one's going to probably end up over near the concession stand area. Coffin at third, Gross at second. Rowetter on over at first. Pitch on the way, chop back towards the pitcher. Aids comes home. They're going to try to go to first for the double play. That one's going to be thrown away. Gross will come in to score, and the Tigers add 2 more runs. So Coffin comes in to score. Gross then comes in to score as well. She'll score on the air. They do get the force out at home, of Coffin. So Coffin is out on a 1-2 for the second out here in the inning. Rowetter moves down to third. Kuhlman stays on at first. So just 1 run comes in. And that's going to make it 4-0. Getting my head around the game here real quick, right? Pitch on the way to Wardell. Taken low and away, and the count 1 ball, no strikes on the right fielder. She comes in hitting 182, a double, a home run. Has driven in 4 this season. Pitch on the way, in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners right now on the corners. Rowetter again at third, Kuhlman on at first. Coffin again was a force out at the plate. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Got her on a rise ball, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'll head back to the office tonight after this game, type up recap stories with full stats from all of the area softball. Casey Miners will work on the baseball stuff tonight. We'll have that all posted on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network website on the Brinks Exterior Sports Report. Strikeout swinging there by Wardell, second strikeout for Aids. And that is the final out, but the Tigers do put 9 batters to the plate. They score 4 runs in that inning. They get those 4 runs on no hits. There was 2 errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We'll step away. We've got the top of the second. That's coming up in 1 minute right here on 93.7 KKRL.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Oh, hell no! Not again! Has the roof on your home or business been damaged by the recent hailstorm? Does your roof need looked at? Let our hail damage experts at Brinks Exteriors work for you to get you a new roof. Call 712-ROOF PRO. We know the last thing you want to do is worry about your biggest investment. Hail happens, but we can fix it. Call Brinks Exteriors now for a free roof inspection. 712 Roof Pro.
Jillian Malice, Avery Howie, and Shannon Jenkins do it for Boone here as we head to the top of the second. Coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes feel, recover, and perform. Motor and player of the game coming up in the postgame here tonight. First pitch to Malice in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Malice coming into tonight hitting 200, a combo, a double, 5 RBI on the season. Righty-righty matchup. Malice, the number 5 hitter in the lineup. 5-6-7 do it for the Toreadors. The 0-1 pitch misses low and inside, and the count now 1-1 strike. And again, if you want to watch and listen to the game here tonight, you can go to YouTube, search CB Sports Network, and you'll be able to pull up the live video and audio broadcast here tonight. We've got Megan Berger over here to my left and running that here for us tonight. There's a chopper over to third, scooped up by Coffrin. The throw to first in time. Burt got the first batter, Carly Bush, in the top of the first on a 5-3 ground down, and then starts the second with a 5-3 put out as well. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Avery Howie. Howie coming in hitting .364, 3 doubles, a triple, and 3 RBI on the year. Shadows beginning to form here over home plate. That pitch up, and they count 1 no strikes. Nobody really battling the sun, so I'm wondering if maybe there's a few clouds that have, or haziness in the sky that has made it so the sun at this time of the night just isn't beating down on the left fielder. Chloe Jones has got shades on, but not protecting her eyes at all. 1-0 pitch downstairs, and the count 2 no strikes. A lot of times at this time of the night, even early in the season here, you'll see the shortstop and third baseman and left fielder really struggling with that sun in their eyes. 2-0 pitch on the way. Taken downstairs, and the count runs to 3 no strikes. Nobody on, 1 out. We're in the top of the second. Tigers on top here by a score of 4-0. Carroll looking for their 4th straight win after falling to Carlisle on Tuesday night. Pitch on the way, in there for a strike, and they count 3-1. They headed down to the Atlantic tournament over the weekend, and again won all 3 games over the weekend, convincingly in 2 of them. They beat Harlan by 10, 15-5, and knocked off a Red Oak 9-1. A little tougher contest with Clarinda winning that one 7-5. There's a line drive foul up the third base side. And the count now full on Avery Howie. So 3 and 2 strikes. The count. Rowetter goes and gets that one from Jones, who tracked it down up the left field side. Shout out to New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids, sponsoring Sports on the Go with me, giving me a vehicle to all the sporting events have been covered over the last 2 years. Feature vehicle is a 2018 Ford Escape. 3-2 pitch up top. Burke with her first walk here tonight. That'll put a runner at first, and the designated player, Shannon Jenkins, will step in. The sophomore hitting .364 with a couple, a double, and 2 RBI on the year. Howie getting her running and sliding glove on that left hand out there. A lot of young players nowadays wear those, so that it protects the thumbs when you slide back in and the fingers when you slide back into the bags. First pitch to Jenkins in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Carroll baseball team at home tonight. Tom Hawcap on the broadcast over on Kick 106.7. They're hosting Boone as well. That one's 1-0, top of the second inning. Pitch on the way. Fly ball out towards right center field. That's going to be into the gap for a base hit. Wardell will pick it up. They're going to send the runner, Howie, the throw coming into second. Howie will come in to score from first on the RBI double by Jenkins. And Boone is on the board down now by a score of 4-1. First hit of the ball game given up by Burke turns into the first run of the game for the Toreadors. And that is going to bring up Sydney Adams, the third baseman. Adams coming in, hitting .280, a double, a triple, and 4 RBI. So Burke gets a call from over there. Coach Gallegos in the dugout. Pitch on the way. There's a chopper up the middle. Can Rowetter get to it? Knocks it down. They're going to send the runner from second. The throw going to be to the plate, not in time. Now a throw down to second. They're going to get the runner out at second. So Adams will be tagged out at second. She's going to be on with an RBI single, as Jenkins did not hesitate, came in to score. But then you can go 4-2-6 for the putout out at second base. And there are 2 outs now here in the inning, and the bases are empty. And we've got an injured Toreador out at second base. Slid in hard into that second base bag. And that is going to be Sydney Adams. Hopefully the young lady going to be all right. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll step away with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on 93.7 at KKRL.
Family owned.
Inspiring her dreams and helping her pursue them. That's why we protect your house and your car, because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. American Family Insurance.
For details, contact Nicole Unken at Nicole Unken Agency. Call 712-792-1262 or stop by 412 Highway 30 today.
Gracie Gustafson stepping up back in for Boone here, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. The right fielder coming in, hitting at .500 on the year with 3 RBI. First one is chopped back up the middle. The left-hander just swatted that one right past Burke in the pitcher circle. So that'll be the third hit given up by Burke here in this inning. 4-2 our score right now in favor of the Tigers. And a runner at first with the top of the order, and Carly Bush will step in. Bush grounded over to third to start the ball game, and her only other plate appearance. You're listening to high school softball coverage here tonight on 93.7 at KKRL, Carroll, Iowa. There's a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1 thanks to Tiffany back in the studio. Again, that 2018 Ford Escape, it's a four-door sport utility, front-wheel drive, blue in color. For more details, call New Way Auto Group at 800-861-7268 for more details, or check out the Carroll Broadcasting website. We've got a picture with a link with more details. Sports on the go with me. There's a chopper up the third base side. It's a slow roller. Burke will pick it up, throws it. It was kind of floated out of her hand, and reaching base on the play is going to be Bush. So she will reach first on the play. Moving up to second is going to be Gustafson. That'll put runners on at first and second with 2 outs, and the batter is going to be Natalie Danner. So Burke had a pretty easy first inning, a ground out to third, a fly out to right, an error on the shortstop, then a ground out to the second baseman. But in this inning, she started off that ground out to third. Since then, a walk, a double, a single, and now a single. And there's a pitch downstairs to Danner, who flew out to right her first time up, and the count is 1-0. So Gustafson at second, Bush on over at first. Pitch on the way to Danner is chopped foul back behind the plate. And the count 1-1 as Parker Adams comes over near the Carroll dugout to pick that one up the third base side. And the count 1-1 strike. More baseball and softball coverage tomorrow night. Both Nick Brinks and I are going to be down in Audubon with I.K. Manning at Audubon. I'll have the softball game. He'll have the baseball game. Then Wednesday, I go down to Atlantic with the Kemper softball team. Pitch on the way. There's a chopper that's going to get through out into center field. Coming in to score on the play from second base is going to be Gustafson. The RBI single by Danner. Bush will move over to third on the play, and we've got a 4-3 ball game. And now Erin Aids, who is in the pitcher circle, will step to the plate. She reached on an error her first time up and was eventually stranded out at second base. So the Tigers jumped up 4-0 in the bottom of the first, but Boone has had an answer here, as they have scored 3 in the top of the second. There's a fly ball deep out towards left. Jones will back up. She is going to make the catch, and that will be the final out of the top of the second. But Boone picks up 3 runs. They get those at 3 runs on 5 hits. There were no Tiger errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 4-3 Carroll lead. We're back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 at KKRL.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Visiting the Paco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. Dupaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without Dupaco Credit Union.
Top of the order to lead things off for the Carroll Tigers here as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Tigers again batted 9 batters in that bottom of the first inning, got up 4-0, but Boone just put 3 across the board on 5 hits in that top of the second. So we look like we could have a high-scoring game here. Adams will be followed by Jones and then Burke. Adams walked and Bailey Bowman came in to run for and scored in that first inning. First pitch on the way from Emily Aids is low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch on the way. That one in there for a strike. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Adams has had a really good year so far. Comes in hitting .410, a double, a triple, and a home run. Again, the Tigers pounded out 6 home runs in that 3-game tournament down in Atlantic over the weekend. So they're hitting the ball well. 1-1 pitch misses, and the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. Thanks to Tiffany back in the studio monitoring this one and the Carroll baseball game next door. Looks like Boone up 1-0 in the third over there. And pitch downstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Adams. Aids replaced Carly Bush 5 batters in. She struck out Marin Overmole, gave up a walk to Rowetter. Emma Kuhlman then walked. And there is going to be a 5-pitch walk to Parker Adams. Wardell then struck out to end the inning. Bailey Bowman again coming in to run over at first. And that is going to bring up Chloe Jones. Chloe reached on an error her first time up. Eventually came in to score the second run of the game for the Tigers. The lefty will step in. 4-3 Carroll with the lead, bottom of the second. Pitch on the way, comes forward, takes that one in there for a strike up and in. And the count is 0-1. We're coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Pitch on the way to Jones, swung on and missed. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tried to come forward on that, wants to chop that one over to the left side of the field, but just out in front of it a little bit. So she's got some work to do here. Down 0-2 right now to 8. Infield playing in. Pitch on the way, low and away. And there is ball 1. So Bailey Bowman, a very good base runner on over at first. 9 of 10 in stolen base attempts this year, but the Tigers have yet to take her off from first base. Pitch on the way does not go. And the count even up now at 2-2 on Jones. Even with Jones up, the outfielders for Boone playing well in. Danner only playing about maybe 15 feet off of the grass out in center field. There's a swing and a miss. Came forward, and Aids took a little bit off of that one, so Jones will be her 3rd strikeout victim since coming into the ballgame. That'll be the first down here in the second inning. It'll bring up Avery Burke, who walked and scored her first time up. Bella Lou actually had the run scored, as she's who came in to run for her. So Burke will step in, trying to help herself out here. Pitch on the way. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Playing right on the line is Adams over at third. Nice to see that she's back into the ballgame after getting banged up on that slide into second base here a little bit ago. So nice to see her back out on the field. Pitch on the way. Up and in. And the count now 1-1 on Avery Burke. Tigers will host South Central Calhoun coming up tomorrow night. I'll actually be up at South Central Calhoun softball up in Lytton as they host Emmitsburg on Friday night. I'll have that on Kick 106.7. Change up, chopped out towards second. Knocking it down is Malice to play over to first in time. But Bowman will move up to second on the ground out, and there are 2 outs here in the inning. Burke hustled down the line. She runs really well, part of some of those relay teams that made it down to state track this last spring, and that's going to bring in now McKaylee Coffrin. Coffrin had an RBI. She was hit by a pitch back in the first inning and then ended up being a force out at home on a grounder back to the pitcher. First pitch going to get away, and moving down to third on the pass ball is going to be Bowman. And the count will be 1-0 now on Coffrin. I'm wondering if Howie that time, the 8th grade catcher, got a little crossed up because that pitch was low and inside, and she did not react like she expected that pitch to be in that area. Pitch on the way. Up and away, tried to frame that one. Home plate umpire says it just missed, and the count 2-0. She kind of held that one there for about a second or two. So 2-0 the count right now on Coffrin. Aids working quickly out in the circle. Pitch on the way. Inside corner for strike one. Ava Gross, the center fielder for the Tigers, is waiting on deck. Again, we do have baseball or softball on every night this week. 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow, 1 Thursday, 1 Wednesday, and 1 on Friday as well. There's a pop foul back out of play up the first base side. And they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haven't asked Megan if she kind of knows where to and not to park over here by the stadium so you don't get hit by a foul ball either at the softball field or at the baseball field. Pitch on the way, taken up top for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You do enough games out here, Megan, you kind of learn the areas you do and don't park. She doesn't have a mic, folks, so I get to talk to her and she doesn't get to talk back. She can nod. She's running our video production over here to my left. Pitch on the way. Fly ball out towards center. Danner will drift back. And she will make the catch for the final out here of the inning. Tigers threaten with a runner at third, but come up empty in the second. No runs on no hits. There was no errors and 1 left. Tigers left 3 on through 2, but they lead it 4-3. We are back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 KKRL.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
I think it's really nice to be at a smaller campus because you get to know everyone more.
It's just a very home-like experience. You get more one-on-one time with your teachers. They have more time to show you things.
But we do a lot of different activities that involve the community.
Being here and in this environment teaches me, everyone matters, and it's important to treat everyone with decency and respect, and I think I'll carry that with me forever.
Welcome you back here on the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Jeff Blanken with you. Tiffany back in our studio monitoring this one in the Carroll baseball game. They trail it 1-0. They are in the top of the 4th inning. Here we head to the 3rd. There's a swing and a miss. Kelsey Moorman, Jillian Malice, and Avery Howry are the scheduled hitters for the Toreadors. Moorman behind Avery Burke. No balls, 1 strike. Moorman grounded out to the second baseman, Marin Overmall. And her only other plate appearance. That ended the 1st inning. Pitch on the way. Low and inside. Nice scoop that time by Parker Adams. And the count runs to 1-1. Hopefully both of these teams settle in just a little bit here. Carroll again with 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st. Boone came back with 3 in the top of the 2nd. So we look like we could have a shootout here. Pitch on the way. There is a shot that is going to get by Jones out in left field. That was a line drive, didn't have a chance to react to it. Moorman will dig her on second. She's going to dig for third. The relay from Rowetter not going to be in time. And that was one there where you got to wonder if the Tigers were communicating. They threw the ball into Rowetter, but Rowetter was setting up not like she was cutting for a ball going to third, but more like she was just cutting for a ball going into second. I don't know if anybody yelled and let them know. She turned and started coming into the infield, and Moorman had already rounded second and was digging for third, and I don't know if anybody was hollering at her that she was digging for third on that one, and that made that throw a little bit late. So that's communication on the infield, even the outfield, even the bench for the Tigers, the dugout. And the first pitch on the way to Malice in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Malice grounded out to Michaela Coffrin over at third, her first time up. So the Toreadors have the tying run over at third here in the top of the 3rd inning. Pitch on the way from Burke. That one is taken away. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 hits given up here tonight. Actually 6 hits given up here tonight now for Avery Burke. Boone coming in, hitting the ball well. Like I said, there are 3 losses here. Their last 3 losses have been to good ball clubs. There's a shot base hit. That one down the line. That's at least a double. Rowetter will go out and cuts that one off, gets the throw back into the infield. It'll be backed up by Kuhlman, the first baseman. And Malice on with the RBI double. And now Boone's a base hit away from taking the lead. And Coach Gallegos coming out to talk with his troops out there. So Boone again now with 4 earned runs here in the ballgame has tied it up. And there is nobody out here in this top of the 3rd inning. Coach Gallegos right now talking with Avery Burke, his pitcher, and Parker Adams, his catcher. You got Rowetter and Coffrin talking over at 3rd. Erica White, the head coach for Boone, has taken this opportunity to chat with her runners that are on the bag and her batter. So Malice and Howie meeting her along with the first base coach over up the first base side. Now, are we getting some changes? It is. Looks like Marin Overmall has moved over to 3rd. And McKaylee Coffrin has moved it to 2nd. So Coach Gallegos wanting to make a little bit of changes to his defense here. Rowetter will stay at 2nd.
Coming down, catcher number 11, Avery Howie.
So now McKaylee Coffrin in 2nd. I don't know if she's ever played 2nd. I don't know with Overmall if she's ever played 3rd, but that's going to be the change here. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Avery Howie. Howie walked and scored. That was the first run of the game at the top of the 2nd for Boone. As again, they scored 3 in that 2nd inning. So coach comes out, talks with his pitcher and catcher, and then swaps his 2nd and 3rd baseman. So a little different look defensively here for the Tigers. As Howie will step in. Pitch on the way. There is a chopper. That's going to be off of Overmall out into left field. Jones will back up the plate, gets it into 2nd. So Howie on with the air. And Malice will move down to 3rd, and that's going to put Shannon Jenkins now, who doubled, driving in a run and scored in the 2nd at the plate. Still nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Boone looking to take their first lead here of the game. Avery Burke trying to dig her way out of some trouble. Boone has really hit the ball really hard here so far in this inning. That one there was a playable ball over to 3rd. But it was those first couple of hits down the line out in left field were well hit balls. Pitch on the way. They square her around. She pulls the bend back, takes the pitch up top for ball 1. Again, our Motor Inn player of the game will come up in the postgame. I'll get a picture of that player of the game. I'll get that up on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network website, also on Facebook and at Twitter. Tom Hawkamp will name a baseball player of the game. There's a fly ball out towards right. Drifting back is Wardell. The runner at 3rd should tag. And coming in to score on the sac fly is going to be Malice to throw down to 2nd now. And breaking late, and they get her. So they get Howie down at 2nd base. So 9-2-6 for the putout up at 2nd base. That's the first out. That's a break for the Tigers because that empties the bases now. So Jenkins on that sac fly. F9 will pick up the RBI, and there are 2 outs, I should say, here in the inning. As Jenkins was the first out, and then Howie the 2nd out. So now bases are empty with the 2 outs, and Sydney Adams, who's single driving in a couple, is going to get another base hit as she rakes the first pitch right out to center field for a single, her 2nd base hit of the ballgame. Hit number 7 in the ballgame now for the Toreadors, and that's going to bring up Gracie Gustafson. Gustafson singled and scored her first time up. So the lefty will step in, pops one up. Rowetter's got to drift back. That's a long run. Jones coming in. They collide, but Rowetter able to make the catch for the final out of the inning. And it was not a hard collision, so both players are okay. They just kind of more bumped into each other. And that is going to be the final out of the inning. But Boone scores 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Tiger error, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Toreadors now up 5-4. We're back in 1 minute here on 93.7 KKRL.
This is Iowa, and Avela Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avela Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avela Bank, member FDIC.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
Coming live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Tigers trailing for the first time here tonight as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Ava Gross, Marin Overmole, and Olivia Rowetter are the scheduled hitters. Ava took the first pitch upstairs for strike one. Gross walked and scored her first time up. The 0-1 pitch down in the dirt, and the count 1-1 strike. Tigers came out kind of walking, I guess, in the first inning. They scored those 4 runs on no hits. They had 3 walks and a hit by pitch and 2 errors in that inning from Boone. Since then, the Toreadors have settled in defensively and with the pitching change to Emily Aids, who throws a strike to Gross there on the inside corner. And the count now 1-2 strikes. Gross has given up 3 base runners since coming in, or I should say there's a shot to Gross, and then she's going to hit a base hit out to right center field. That'll be a single as she rounds the bag. That'll be the first hit given up here by Aids. Aids had allowed it 3 base runners prior to that, all 3 via the walk. And that is going to bring up now Marin Overmole, the third baseman. And Gabby Oberding now going to hit for her.
Nobody down. Batting for Overmole, number 19. Gabby Oberding.
So Gabby Oberding will step in. I think I called her Overmole, but it's Gabby Oberding. I know Gabby well. I don't know why I called her Overmole. I think I had Marin's name in my head. Oberding's got a really good bat. She's been struggling a little bit with it early this season, as a lot of players do. Most of the time, hitters get stronger as the season goes on. Pitch on the way. That one in there for a strike. Throw down to first. Grows back in safely, and the count is 0-1. Olivia Rowetter is waiting on deck. Sun pretty much is set here tonight, so not going to be any issues with players now having to deal with the sun. The lights will stay taking effect. Pitch on the way in there for a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-2. We're in the bottom of the third inning here. 5-4 right now, Boone with the lead. Tigers have the tying run at first with nobody out. And the pitch on the way to Oberding is chopped foul up the third base side. And the count remains 0-2 strikes. Gabby coming into this one, hitting 167 right now. He's got a couple of singles on the year, has scored 3 times. But again, look for that average to be up in that 300 range probably by the time the season's over. Pitch on the way, called strike 3 on the inside corner. So Aids picks up her 4th strikeout since coming in. That'll be the first out here in the third inning, and that's going to bring up Olivia Rowetter. The Tigers shortstop walked her first time up, was eventually stranded over at third base. So Rowetter will step in. Adams playing in normally over there at third. Slides in just a little bit. Tigers probably not going to bunt in this situation, so she'll slide back just a little bit. Pitch on the way, taken up top. And the count 1-0 strikes. Beautiful night here in Carroll, down to about 85 degrees. I'm sure people out in the stands right now wouldn't probably mind a little bit of a breeze, but that flag completely flat out there in center field, not moving at all. 1-0 pitch up top, and the count runs to 2-0 strikes. Had some rain up around the Lytton area, I know, earlier this afternoon. I was talking to a friend who was driving back from up that direction. 2-0 pitch on the way. There's a fly ball down the right field side. That'll be drifting foul. And the count runs now to 2-1 on Olivia Rowetter. Emma Kuhlman again waiting on deck. Tigers looking for that first conference win. Same with Boone. Boone leads the series 22-6 since 2009. 2-1 pitch in there for a strike, and the count 2-2. But the Tigers have won 2 straight in this matchup. Carroll won last year 15-5 and 8-7. So looking to pick up their 3rd straight win against the Toreadors. Pitch on the way. Chopper foul at the plate. Nope, they're going to call it fair. They tag the runner. They're going to call her safe. Must not have got the tag. So Age reached out and tried to tag Rowetter, who got by her with no tag, and then Rowetter able to beat the play up to first. So she's going to be on with the infield single. Gross moves up to second. The Tigers have runners at first and second with Emma Kuhlman. I thought that one had come off the foot, but it must have hit the plate and bounced up the first base side. So Rowetter did a good job of sprinting up to first. That's why you always hustle the play out. If she wouldn't have sprinted that time, she'd have gotten tagged out, but she ran hard enough that she was able to get past the pitcher aids up the first base side. First pitch on the way to Kuhlman, taken downstairs for ball 1. Kuhlman hit by a pitcher first time up, walked, was eventually stranded over at first base. Tying run at second, pitch on the way. That's going to be taken downstairs by Kuhlman, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. Emma again coming in, hitting 192, a double, a couple of home runs though. She's got really good power at the plate. That slugging percentage at .462 coming in. So when she makes contact, she drives it somewhere. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Swung through the fastball that time, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch coming up. Again, more baseball and softball tomorrow night. Pitch, chop foul at the plate. Count runs to 2-2. Nick Brinks and I both will be down in Audubon tomorrow night. I've got the I.K. Manning at Audubon softball game. He'll have the I.K. Manning at Audubon baseball game. And you can always find our local sports schedule at sports.1380kcm.com on the features drop-down menu. The very top thing says sports schedule. Just click on that and then click on the day you want. There's a fly ball out towards right, drifting over. Was the right fielder Gustafson, not able to track that one down. It'll be a foul ball down the line. Just stayed in play. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. That one taken downstairs. And the count now 3-2 on Kuhlman. So Gross at second right now. Rowetter at first. The batter, the first baseman, Emma Kuhlman. Pitch on the way. Taken for ball 4. Boone crowd won in that one. So Kuhlman will get her second walk. That is the 7th walk given up by Boone pitching here tonight. And that's going to bring up now Amanda Wardell. Wardell struck out swinging her first time up. That ended the first inning for the Tigers. But Wardell, one of those players that had a home run on Saturday down at the Atlantic Tournament. So the base is loaded now. Gross at third. Rowetter at second. First pitch misses, and the count 1-0 now on Wardell. Carroll baseball trailing 2-0 over there at beautiful Merchants Park. Pitch on the way up top. And the count 2 balls, no strikes. And in our video tonight, you can find it. Go to YouTube, search CB Sports Network, and then you can watch and listen to the broadcast here tonight. Thanks to Megan Berger for running our video production, which is powered by New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids. Pitch on the way, in there for a strike, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Trained Megan, it took about 2 seconds to show her tonight. These young kids, they understand technology, and it was really simple for her, so she's done a great job running that video for us here tonight. Pitch on the way, in there for strike 2, and the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thanks to Tiffany back in the studio as well, monitoring this game and the other game. I think Madeline back there getting trained here tonight as well. Pitch on the way downstairs, and the count runs full. Tigers in the first inning had the bases loaded with 1 out. They were able to score 4 times in that inning. Now they've got the bases loaded again with a 1 out here in the third. Aids' pitch on the way, called strike 3. A big strikeout. That's the second out here in the inning. 5th strikeout for Aids. And it's going to bring up now Parker Adams. So Adams will step in. She has walked twice tonight. Bailey Bowman ran for her both times. First time scored, and the second time was stranded over at third, that back in the second inning. So Adams will have hit in each of the first 3 innings here in the ballgame. Pitch on the way. That is flied out towards right field. That is deep, drifting back. That one's going to be a one-hopper off of the fence. 1 run will come in to score. Kuhlman had held up at second base. With 2 outs, got to be running all the way. So 2 runs will come in to score. As a Roeder and Gross both score, Kuhlman held up at third. And Adams on with the 2 RBI double. So 3rd hit given up now by Aids. Both of those runs are earned. So the Tigers have scored 6 runs here in the ballgame. And Bailey Bowman comes back on to run. So that Tigers have scored 4 earned runs here in the game. And they've got a chance here. They've got the lead back now at 6-5. They've got a chance to extend that lead with Chloe Jones at the plate. She reached on an error her first time up, then struck out to swinging in the second. Pitch on the way. Taken downstairs for ball 1. So we'll see what Jones does here. She's more of that come forward, she tries to hit the ball hard. She wants to slap at it, but she wants to find a seam if she can. 1-0 pitch up top, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. So this game's gone back and forth. Again, Carroll with 4 in the first. Boone came back with 3 in the second. Toreador's got 2 in the top of the third to take a 5-4 lead, but Carroll has answered with 2 here in the bottom of the third. They lead at 6-5. There's a chopper foul behind the plate. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike on the Tiger Junior, Chloe Jones. Again, our Motor Inn player of the game coming up in the postgame tonight. Motor Inn of Carroll, your premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for everything from sales to service to parts and collision. I'll get a picture of that player of the game, get it posted to the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages tonight. Pitch on the way, slapped foul. That one over the head of Coach Gallegos up in the third base coach's box, and the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josh Sporer, the assistant coach, one of the assistant coaches up in the first base coach's box. So Jones will wipe off the bat, steps back into that left-handed batter's box. Now gets herself set, Aids out of the line, pitch on the way, another foul up towards Coach Gallegos. That one will bounce out the fence and out into left field, and the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, 3 on, or 2 on, I should say, for the Tigers. Kuhlman over at third, and Bowman on for Adams out at second. Pitch on the way, up and in. And the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Chloe Jones. Outfield playing very shallow, so if she would swing away and connect at something and hit it over their head, they'd have a hard time tracking that down. Gustafson out in center right field, about the only one not playing deep, but there is ball 4. So Jones will sprint down the first. 5th walk given up by Aids. That'll load the bases for Avery Burke. Burke tonight has walked. Bella Lou came in to run for and scored in the first, then grounded out to second back in the second inning. So 2 outs again. Runners will be going on contact here. And the pitch on the way up top for ball 1. 8th batter here of the inning for Carroll. So Carroll in the first inning batted 9 batters. In the second inning, they batted 4. And now here in the third, they've batted 8. Pitch on the way. In there for a strike. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Carroll looking for their 4th straight win. That would put them 2 games over 500. And a winnable game tomorrow night with South Central Calhoun. Pitch on the way. Call the strike on the outside corner, and the count now 1-2 on Burke. Titans, one of those teams we cover. And again, I'll be up in Lytton to broadcast their game on Friday night. There's a fly ball out towards right. Drifting over towards the fence that time, the first baseman Nystrom, but not able to track that one down as it's over by the concession stand. And the count is 1-2 on Burke. Carroll baseball down, still 2-0 there in the bottom half of the 4th inning next door at Merchants Park. There's a swing and a miss. Got her to chase one downstairs. They're going to step on home plate. That pitch was down in the dirt, so Burke took off towards first, but they'll just step on home plate for the force out. And that is going to be the final out here in this bottom of the 3rd. Tigers, though, they strike for a couple of runs. Carroll picks up 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. We will head to the top of the 4th, 6-5 Carroll. We're back in 1 minute here on KKRL.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
We head here to the top half of the 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order due up for Boone, Carly Bush, Natalie Danner, and Aaron Aids. Tigers leading this one right now by a score of 6-5. Bush comes in 1 for 2 here tonight, grounded out to 3rd in the 1st, then singled in the 2nd, was stranded over at 3rd when the inning came to an end. Avery Burke will step back into the circle. And the first pitch on the way. Called a strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Carroll took the lead in the 1st with 4. Boone came back with 3 in the top of the 2nd. Then Boone took the lead with 2 in the top of the 3rd. Carroll came back with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead. Pitch on the way up top. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. So Bush again will step back in. Burke took a little bit of a stroll to the back of the circle and then took a little bit of a look at that wristband, and she got the pitch call. 1-1 pitch low and inside, and the count now 2-1 on Bush. Boone coming in 3-5 on the year, 0-3. They've dropped 3 straight, losing to Des Moines Lincoln 4-0, to Indianola 5-3, and a winner set 9-2. That was at a tournament over the weekend. 2-1 pitch up top, and the count runs to 3-1. Carroll coming into this one 7-6 overall, 0-4 in the Raccoon River Conference. They've won 3 straight, though, sweeping all 3 games down at the Atlantic Tournament over the weekend. Pitch on the way, fouled out of play up the back behind home plate, and the count now runs full on Bush. So Burke now tying her shoe out in the circle. Parker Adams looking over at the home base. Boone scores a run over on the baseball diamonds. Could hear some cheers. They're up 3-0 now in the top of the 5th. Carroll baseball playing well, even though they've got just the 1 win. There's a chopper over to 3rd. Coffrin back at 3rd. Will scoop in. The throw is high over the head of Kuhlman. Backing up on the play is Wardell. So Bush reaches on the air. And that is going to bring up now Natalie Danner. Danner tonight has flown out to right and has singled driving in a run in the 2nd. Tigers with their third error here of the ballgame. They've had an error in 2 of their 3 now of the 4 innings. First pitch on the way. Up and away on Danner, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Natalie, I don't remember where she's headed off to, but I know she's going to go play college sports. Her older sister, Maddie, of course, played at Grandview basketball. There's a shot. That one is trouble in the gap, and that one off of the Carroll sign on the fence. Gross will track it down. Runners going to be at second and third as Danner rips the double. That ball got out there in a hurry. It wasn't high enough probably to be a home run. It could have cleared, but it was more of a line shot. And it hit off of the Carroll, where it says Carroll Tigers out there in the outfield in left center. It was right off of the fence. So nobody out. Runners at second and third, and the batter is Erin Aids, the pitcher. She is 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error in the first and then flew out to left in the second. Tiger outfield playing deep. Pitch on the way, low and inside. Nice knockdown. Parker Adams able to slide over and scoop that one. That kept the runner at third, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Aids trying to help herself out here as she is the pitcher now for the Toreadors. Came in to pitch in the bottom of the first, and that pitch just misses outside, and the count 2 balls now and no strikes. Danner runs well. She's a sprinter on the Boone track team. She's related to the Glidden and Arweva Danners. Pitch on the way. Fly ball that could be caught by Gross. She's drifting over and calls off the left fielder Jones. The throw will come into the plate, and that's going to hold everybody on. Great job that time by Ava Gross to get over there and communicate with Jones, who was there to make the play as well. And then Gross able to make a strong throw home to Adams. There is 1 out, and the batter is Kelsey Mormon. Mormon grounded out to second in the first and then hit a triple and scored in the third. So the left fielder will step in. Pitch chopped over at 2 at Coffrin. She'll scoop. Now it's got the runner and a rundown between third and home, and the runner goes around. The throw to third is going to hit her, and everybody going to be safe. Now you've got 2 runners at second. Rohredder throws it back over to first. They'll tag the runner at first. A run going to come in to score, and Danner down to third. So Mormon going to reach on the fielder's choice, and then is out 5-2 for the first out. Bush comes in to score, and Danner moves down to third. We are tied at 6-6. And that's going to bring up Jillian Malice. Malice tonight is grounded out to third, double driving in a run and scored. First pitch from Burt. That one in there for a strike, right around the numbers, and the count is 0-1. It was a hard chopper that time over to Coffrin. She did a nice job, fielded it. The runner took off right away at third, and that happened in front of her. So the runner then stopped, but the runner slid around her. There's a chopper again over to Coffrin. This time going to go over to first, and that is the final out here of the inning. So the 5-3 putout will end it for Boone, but they do pick up a 1 run. They get that 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and the Boone leaves 1 runner left on base. We will head to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 6-6 ball game. We are back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 KKRL.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive health care for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
Kaylee Coffrin, Ava Gross, and Bella Lou are going to be the scheduled hitters for the Carroll Tigers as we head here to the bottom half of the fourth inning. We've got a delay on Boone coming back out onto the field. They were all huddled up over here in the dugout. Carroll is also a little bit kind of all hanging out. I'm going to take a peek. Nope, there's no weather, it looks like, out to the west. I just looked out the door here in the press box, and I thought maybe there was some storms. There was a chance of some storms later on tonight, sometime after midnight. It's only about a 20% chance of some showers or thunderstorms. Everybody knows we need rain. They'll do a quick warm-up here, and we'll get back to action. What a game we've had here so far. 6-6 our score. 3-0. Boone right now with the lead. Chloe Gallegos going over to coach first this time for the Tigers, as they've got several different assistants and they kind of rotate through who's going to coach over at first. Kaylee Coffrin started at third, moved to second, then came back over to third. She'll lead off for the Tigers again here in their half of the fourth. Coffrin was hit by a pitch driving in a run in a first, and then it flew out to center in the second. She'll take the first pitch in for a strike here in the fourth. All right, a recap with the official stats coming up for you tonight with all of the softball. Casey Miner's going to type up our baseball coverage tonight. There's a fly ball out towards left center. Danner will drift over a little bit from center field. She'll make the catch, and that is going to be the first out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So again, you can find full recaps from all of our area sporting events every night that we play. Sometimes we don't get them posted till 2 or 3 in the morning, but Casey and I, it used to be Tyler Bruner and I, we will stay up and we write up those full recaps. We try to get full stats from all of our area coaches as well as box scores, and then we type up stories off of any of the information we get from the coaches. Pitch downstairs to Ava Gross, and the count 1-0, and that's all on the Brinks Exterior Sports Report at sports.1380kcim.com. Gross here tonight has walked and singled. She's scored twice. On the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike on the Tiger senior. Ava's had a good career. Again, has been on the All Rewind softball team a couple of different times. Nice kid. Used to coach her in little travel volleyball years ago. Pitch on the way. Just misses inside, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Back when I worked with Jeff Honnold and Lonnie Miller, the legend, on Fusion. Molly Lang and Keith Stickrod, also a part of those coaching staffs. Kelly Grimm, now Kelly Schultes. Pitch on the way. There's a shot. That is going to be right after the right fielder, Gustafson. A hard line drive by Gross. If that had been 2 or 3 foot one or the other way, that's probably a base hit and at least a double. But that is going to be a line out for Gross, and that'll bring up now. Should be Gabby Overdinger. Is that going to be Marin Overmole checking back in? Can't quite see her. It looks like it's 21, though, and Marin Overmole going to step back in. So Overmole will step in. Overmole batted in the first and struck out swinging. Gabby Oberding then hit in the third. And now Overmole will check back in. Carroll Merchant baseball tomorrow night. We'll be here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. There's a fly ball out towards it. Danner, she'll settle under it. And a pretty quick inning that time for Emily Aids as the Carroll Tigers go 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. She threw a total of 2, 6, 7 pitches in that fourth inning. We'll head to the top of the fifth. We're tied at 6, and we are back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 KKRL.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
Top of the fifth inning here on 93.7 at K Carroll, and of course on our CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Got Megan Berger over here running our video package here tonight, and we certainly appreciate her doing that. And of course, our video is powered by New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids. It'll be Avery Howery, Shannon Jenkins, Sydney Adams, the scheduled hitters for the Toreadors as we head here to the top of the fifth inning. Howie tonight has walked and scored, then reached on an error and was forced out at second base. That came in the third inning, and that walk came in the second inning. Avery Burke still in the circle for the Tigers as she did get that start. Top of the fifth, pitch on the way, fouled back up against the screen, and the count is 0-1. Carroll baseball on the board next door. They trail it now 3-1. That looks like it's in the bottom half of the fifth inning, maybe the top of the sixth. So they're just a little bit out in front of us over there on Kick 106.7. Pitch on the way, taken up top. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Howie. Carroll again with 4 in the first. Boone came back with 3 in the second. Boone then scored 2 in the top of the third to take a 5-4 lead. Carroll came back with 2 in the bottom of the third to go up 6-5. Then Boone scored a run in the top of the fourth. Pitch foul out of play, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's how we got to this 6-6 ball game. Both teams looking for their first conference win. We're coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. 1-2 pitch down in the dirt. That'll bounce up towards the first base dugout. First base on deck circle. And the count is 2-2. And Howie will step back, and Burke again kind of taking a little walk towards the back of the circle. Pitch on the way, comes with a changeup, just misses the outside corner. That was a nice looking pitch, and the count runs at full. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Thanks to our video sponsors, to help provide our video coverage here tonight. Chopper over to third, that's going to get through for a base hit out in the left. That found the crease between third and short, right in between Coffrin and Rowetter. Boone gets a leadoff single here in the fifth, and that's going to bring up Shannon Jenkins. Jenkins tonight had a double with an RBI in the second, then a sac fly with an RBI to right field in the third. Both balls hit well and deep. Jenkins will come on against Burke. That is the 10th hit of the ball game here from Boone. And the first pitch to Jenkins going to miss, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Coach Gallegos and one of the girls expected to join us here in the postgame. There's a line drive base hit right back up the middle. That's going to get through Gross. So heading down to third is going to be Howie as the throw comes back in. So a base hit and an error. Here allowing both of the runners to move up, so runners now at second and third. And the batter is Sydney Adams. Adams, the third baseman, has singled twice tonight. She's got an RBI. She was tagged out on a 4-2-6 out at second base back in the second inning. It was a little bit banged up, but came right back into the game. There's a fly ball out into right center field. That'll drop in front of Wardell. That'll be a RBI single. Everybody going to move up a bag as the throw come into Burke in the circle. And Boone leads it here by a score of 7-6. Jenkins down to third. Howie scores on the play.
down right field, number 18.
And Gracie Gustafson, the right fielder, will step in. She singled and scored in the second. Popped up into shallow left field to the shortstop Rowetter the last time up, and Coach Gallegos making a walk out into the circle. 11 hits on the night here for Boone. And it looks like Coach Gallegos just wanting to talk with his pitcher and catcher. The whole infield had joined out the circle there, and Coach kind of walked out there and indicated to everybody else that they could head back to their positions, and he just wanted to talk with his pitcher and catcher. We'll have more video of Carroll softball again coming up on Thursday night. Casey Miners will be here to broadcast the game, and we'll have Megan back here to run the video production, so you can watch and listen to that game Thursday night against Ballard as well. On Thursday, I'll be over in Denison with the Kemper baseball team. Again, tomorrow night, Nick Brinks and I both down in Audubon. Wednesday, I'll be with Kemper softball down in Atlantic, and then Friday, I'm up at South Central Calhoun with softball up in Lytton. Again, you can find our broadcast schedule and all 10 of our area schools' schedules, always online at sports.1380kcim.com. The lefty Gustafson will step in. Burke back in the circle. Tigers have slid the infield in a little bit. Same with the outfield with the slap hitter up. Pitch is going to get away, and that is going to score a run. And the Toreadors' lead is 2 now at 8-6. So the wild pitch will score Jenkins. Adams moves up to second. The count 1-0 on Gustafson, top of the order. And Carly Bush is waiting on deck. Boone, pretty young team, so is Carroll, but Boone, a bunch of sophomores and some 8th graders in the starting lineup. Squaring around and taking that one in for a strike is Gustafson, and the count runs to 1-1 strike. Rowetter playing almost at the back of the pitcher circle, same with the second baseman, Marin Overmall. That one is fouled out of play. And they count now 1-2 strikes on Gustafson. They're trying to take away that bunt. That allows Coffrin to play back at third and also Kuhlman to play back at first. 1-2 strikes, pitch on the way, misses low and away. And the count now 2-2. Boone, when they've hit it, they have hit it hard a lot here tonight. They've got 3 hits already here in this inning. Pitch by Burke. That's going to get away. Runner's going to move down to third. So another wild pitch puts Adams down at third, just 90 feet away. And the count now 3-2 strikes on Gustafson. 12 hits on the night right now for the Toreadors. We're here in the top half of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way. There's a shot base hit. That'll score a run as it gets over Overmall's head at second. That was a line drive, and she was playing in. Had no time to react. If she'd had a chance to be at normal depth on that one might have been caught, but playing where she was at, there was just no time to react. So Boone now extends that lead now to 9-6. And we have had 4 straight hits here to start the inning for the Toreadors. 6th earned run unofficially given up here tonight for Burke. And that's going to bring up Carly Bush. And there is a swing and a miss. Chopper foul at the plate. Count is 0-1. Bush here tonight has grounded out to third in the first, singled in the second, was stranded over at third, then reached on an error in the fourth, and came in to score. Pitch on the way. Chopper back towards Burke, and that's going to take a weird hop, came off the glove. That ball was coming right at her and then got into the pitcher's circle and hit some dirt and actually bounced over to the right of her. It went off her glove, but that was an unlucky bounce for the Tigers. Runners now at first and second. I'm going to go base hit, even though that was right back at her. It took a hop and went to the side of her on that bounce right before it got to her. And that's going to bring up Natalie Danner. Danner tonight has flown out to right, has single driving in a run and doubled, and there is a pop foul on a play. And the count is 0-1. 9-6 Boone. So they have battled back from down at 4-0 at the bottom of the first inning. And you go back to that first inning, Tigers had the bases loaded with a 1 out, and Boone made the pitching change And Emily Aids came in and kind of shut the door on the Tigers. And even though they've scored a couple of runs since then, they got 2 in the third. Boone has really been in control of the game since that top of the second inning. Pitch on the way. Chopper, that's going to get through out into left. They'll hold everybody up as Jones gets to it quickly, but another base hit has loaded the bases. And this is where the injured Cameron Schabel is really noticeable for Carroll. They just don't have their 2 pitchers this year. We're going to be Avery Burke. She was the backup to Schabel, and with Schabel out, they don't really have that third pitcher on the roster right now that's you know, one of those real dominant type pitchers. So they're going to stay with Burke here. They're going to have to try and battle through as the pitcher Aaron Aids will step to the plate. Aids reached on an error in the first, flew out to left in the second, flew out to center in the fourth. Bases loaded, nobody out here. Pitch on the way, up and in. And they count 1 ball and no strikes now on Aids. Avery Howie singled to start the inning. Shannon Jenkins then singled. Sydney Adams signals. Gracie Gustafson singled. Carly Bush singled, and Natalie Derner singled. There's a shot that'll get through out into right field. Wardell will scoop. Fires, but the ball slips out of her hand. 2 runs going to come in to score. That'll be another error. She got to it and fielded it cleanly, but as she went to throw, the ball slipped away. So Gustafson scores from third. Bush scores from second. Danner moves down to third. And the runners are now on second and at third. And the lead is 11-6. 7 straight base hits here in the inning for Boone. First pitch up top to Mormon, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Mormon tonight is grounded to second, tripled and scored in the third, and reached on a fielder's choice, and then was thrown out 5-2 back in the fourth inning. They had a runner down in the pickle in between third and home and ended up not getting her. She got back to third, but then they made the play out to second. 1-0 pitch downstairs. Adams able to scoop that one. And it's now 2-0, or 2-0, I should say. Score is 11-6 now, Boone. And there are still no outs here in this 5th inning. Pitch on the way. That is a shot, going to be trouble over the head of Jones, and that one is a 3-run home run off of the bat of Kelsey Mormon. The left fielder picks up her first home run of the season. And Boone has extended the lead now to 14-6. And there are still no outs here in this inning. And that is the 16th hit of the ballgame for Boone. And we may be getting a pitching change here for the Tigers. It looks like we will. We'll figure out who it is. We'll step away, take a break. We're back in a minute and a half right here on 93.7 at KKR.
Napa's your
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services together because, like all teams, together, everyone achieves more. We all enjoy a snack and a drink when cheering for our favorite team. When finished, be a team player. Put your bottles and cans in the recycle bin and your empty food packaging in the trash. Visit our website at carrollcountylandfill.com for details of how to be part of the recycle team. Because together, we're stronger. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, wishing our area athletes a safe and successful sports season.
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service.
Always St. Anthony.
Carroll area since 1933.
Gabby Oberding, our new pitcher for the Carroll Tigers, making her 4th appearance of the year. She is 0-0 on the season with a 1 save. She's thrown just 3 2/3 innings, giving up 14 hits and 8 runs. 7 of those have been earned. Her ERA at 13.36. She has walked 3, has struck out 3. Her walks and hits per innings pitch is 4.64, and opponents that are batting .636 against her this season. And Boone has blown this one open here in the 5th. 8 batters, 8 runs. And there is nobody out. In the first pitch downstairs to Jillian Malice, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. So unofficially the book closed right now on Avery Burke. Pitch on the way from Oberding. That one's going to be to the backstop. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes on Malice. So unofficially here tonight, and I'll go back through my book and I'll get the official stats from Coach later tonight, but Burke 4+ innings, 1 walk, 16 hits, giving up 14 runs. I've got 12 of those have been earned. And actually, yeah, all 12 have been earned. No strikeouts for her here tonight. 2 pitches, and the count runs to 3 balls and no strikes. So Boone guaranteed here to bat through the inning here in the 5th. Baseball field now, Boone up 4-2 on the Tigers. Pitch on the way. There's a swing and a miss. And the count now 3-1. Gabby loves the game of softball. Probably likes hitting more than pitching, but they need her to throw here now this season. Again, that's kind of out of necessity. 3-1 pitch on the way. Up top for ball 4. Well, that is going to put a runner on at first base. That'll bring up Avery Howery, who started this run. She reached on a single and then scored earlier in this 5th inning. Again, we've had 9 batters and 8 runs that scored in this inning for Boone. They have scored in every inning but the 1st. And the pitch on the way. There is a pop foul back out of play. And the count now 1-1 on Howie. Or 0-1, I should say, on Howie. Howie walked her first time up and scored in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 3rd, and then again singled to start this 5th inning, and eventually came in to score the first run of this inning. Pitch on the way, up top, throw down to first, back in it safely. It's going to be Malice, and the count now 1-1 on Howie. What looked promising for Carroll early tonight, looking a little bit like trouble now. Deep into the ball game, down by 8. Pitch on the way up top. And they count 2 balls and 1 strike now on Howie. For Carroll in their half of the 5th, they'll have Rowetter, Kuhlman, and Wardell. So 7, 8, 9 due up. And they will have to try and chip away at this. Can't get this deficit all in one at bat. There's a strike on the outside corner. And they count now 2-2 on Howie. Tigers first, though, going to get through the top of the 5th here. Got to get an out. Got to get 1 out at a time. Pitch on the way. There is a pop-up. That's going to be playable. Kuhlman drifts over from first into foul territory. She'll make the catch for the first down here in the inning. And that'll bring to the plate now Shannon Jenkins. Jenkins tonight has double driving in a run and scoring in the 2nd, had a sac fly out to right field scoring a run in the 3rd, and then singled and scored earlier in this 5th inning. She will step in first time against Oberding here tonight. And the pitch on the way is a shot back up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Gross will range over. They're going to send the runner, and moving down to 3rd is it going to be Malice. So runners now at 2nd and 3rd. As the throw went into 3rd, Jenkins took 2nd. So heads up base running by Jenkins, and that'll bring up Sydney Adams. Adams tonight has singled 3 times. She has got 2 RBI and 1 run scored here in the ballgame. Pitch on the way, taken for a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Carroll baseball trying to battle back. They got their 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Boone baseball answered with a run in the top of the 6th. They're in the top of the 6th right now, 4-2 Boone. That overrun kick 106.7. Mr. Thomas Hawcap calling that game for us. 0-1 pitch misses downstairs, and the count 1-1. And again, we've got Carroll Tiger, Mason Nealon calling all of our Merchant home games. He was not available yesterday, so Jeff Honnell did it. But you can watch and listen to the Merchants here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel tomorrow night. A wild pitch to the backstop. Coming in to score on that is going to be Malice. That'll be the 9th run here in the inning. Moving down to 3rd is Jenkins, and the count runs to 2-1. And Boone now with 9 runs here in the inning has extended the lead to 15-6. Gracie Gustafson is waiting on deck. And unless the Tigers figure out a way to turn a double play, which is past possible, I've seen it, she will get an opportunity to hit. Trying to chase that one was Adams. They're going to check and did not go around, able to hold that bat back. Man, she wanted that pitch up around the eyes, but did not go, and the count is 3-1. Mackey Motors post-game show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City coming up in the post-game, of course, when this one ends. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike, and the count now 3-2. I don't know if Adams liked that call. She'll take a little walk up to 3rd, now steps back in. Gabby Oberding coming into pitch here for Burke in this inning. That pitch is downstairs for ball 4. Second walk given up here by Gabby. And that is going to bring up now Gracie Gustafson. Gustafson tonight 2 for 3, a single with a run scored in the 2nd, a fly out to the shortstop in the 3rd, and then an RBI single with a run scored in the 5th. Pitch on the way, squares around, pulls the bat back as the pitch is up top, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 13th batter here in this 5th inning for Boone. There is just the 1 out with runners at 2nd now and 3rd, as Adams took 2nd here a moment ago. Pitch on the way, popped up. That's going to get into the stands back here. And that one's going to land back behind us. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. I heard it land in the bleachers. It was over to our left a little bit. I don't know if somebody tried to make a play on it. Couldn't quite see where it was at. There's not a big crowd in that area right now. Pitch on the way up top. Throw down to 3rd. That's going to get away. And a run will come in to score, and the lead is 10. Now a throw down to 3rd. That one's going to get away, and Boone's going to hold the runner at 3rd. And they're going to award the runner home as that one got into the media area there by the dugout. And now Coach Gallegos questioning on that one, but there is a media representative in the media box. So if that's the case, it becomes a dead ball, and the runner gets a base. They paint little square boxes out there where the media is supposed to stand, and that is where the media was at. But with a media member in that box, it becomes a dead ball. Coach Gallegos trying to question it, but that call is, from everything I understand, accurate. And the lead is now 17-6 for Boone. There's nobody on base, and the count is going to be 2 balls and 1 strike on Gustafson. That's the tough thing about shooting baseball or softball, and Coach Gallegos has now been ejected from the ballgame. So Coach Gallegos has been ejected from the ballgame. So a disappointing night here tonight as this has turned in for the Carroll Tigers. Jumped up 4-0 in the first inning. Now down 17-6 here in the 5th. And Boone has a batter at the plate with a 2-1 count. And there is just the 1 out here in the inning. I don't know if the situation completely over yet. Home plate umpire talking with somebody in the stands. I think in my 23 years of calling high school sports, that might be the second time I've seen a softball coach ejected. I've seen a lot of baseball coaches over the years. Baseball coaches tend to be a little bit more verbal about things. But if I understand the correct call over there, there was a media member standing up the third base line inside the little white box that is chalked out, and that's where photographers, media people have to stand that are taking pictures so that they can be inside the fence, especially if it's taller fences like they have here. And there's one up the first base side and one up the third base side. That ball rolled into that box with a media member in there. I couldn't tell if it hit him or not, but it rolled into that box. And the moment that that happens with him in there, it becomes a dead ball, and the runner advances. That is the rule, if I understand it correctly. 17-6 now, Boone. Pitch on the way up top for ball 3. And they count now 3 balls and 1 strike on Gracie Gustafson. Carly Bush is waiting on deck. That's the top of the order here for Boone. 3-1 pitch taken up top for ball 4. That'll be the third walk given up here by Oberding. And the fourth, Mike Carroll pitching here tonight. Boone's done a lot of their damage on base hits. Unofficially, I've got Boone with 17 hits here in the ballgame tonight. Now the Tiger defense has made some errors, and that has helped Boone gain this 17-6 lead. Pitch down in the dirt, and they count 1-0. Bush tonight is grounded out to third, singled. That was in the first and second inning, respectively. Reached on an error and scored in the fourth, and then singled and scored earlier this fifth inning. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be at low and inside, and they count 2 balls and no strikes. One out here. Bases are empty. Nope, actually, excuse me, runner at first. I forgot about the walk here a moment ago. Pitch on the way downstairs. And they count now 3 balls and no strikes on Carly Bush. Boone has scored 11 times in this inning. 11 of the first 12 batters at the plate have scored, and they'll get another walk to put runners now at first and second. And that is going to bring up Natalie Danner. Tigers will have a chance here in the bottom half of the fifth, as they will get a chance at 2-bat. Pitch on the way, in there for a strike. And the count 0-1 now on Danner. Danner here tonight has flown out to right in the first, singled and drived in a run as second, tripled in the fourth, and then singled and scored here earlier in the fifth. Pitch on the way, up and away. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners will move. So runners now at second and third on the wild pitch. So a tough fifth inning here. We were tied at 6 going into this fifth. Pitch on the way, fouled back up against the screen. And the count goes to 1-2 now on Danner. I think Danner's going to play basketball at the next level. Don't quote me on that, but I know she's going to go play something. May run track. She's a good track athlete as well. One-two pitch on the way, down in the dirt. Scooped up that nicely that time by Parker Adams, who's really had a nice night behind the plate here tonight. But a tough fifth inning here for Carroll. I don't know how else to describe this one. 11 runs right now for Boone. Just 1 out here in the inning, and runners at second and third. And there's a chopper back up the middle. 2 runs will come in to score. And the lead is extended now to 19-6 on the 2 RBI single by Danner. So Aaron Aids will step to the plate. Aids hitting for the second time this inning. She reached on an error and was stranded at second in the first, flew out to left in the second, flew out to center in the fourth, singled and scored earlier this inning, and takes the pitch up top from Oberding, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 offering. There's a chopper, and that's going to get by Coffrin out into left field. Runners will each move up a base. And that is going to bring up Kelsey Mormon. Mormon hit a 3-run home run back in the 5th, and that's really the hit that kind of blew this one open. Mormon tonight tripled and scored in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, and then hit a home run earlier here in the 5th inning. Runners at 1st and 2nd, still 1 out here in the inning. Tigers just need to get that 2nd out and try to get through this. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. This is the 17th batter this inning for the Toreadors. And again, Carroll has 7, 8, 9 coming up in their half of the 5th. Pitch on the way. There's a swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch that time by Oberding. It looks like she's starting to settle in just a little bit. Count is 0-2 right now on Mormon. Jillian Malice is waiting on deck. This whole thing started with Avery Howery reaching on a single, and then it was 8 straight base hits to start the inning for Boone. Actually, 9 straight base hits. Pitch on the way. There's a shot, luckily foul. That one would have been a one-hopper off of the left field fence, but that one over the foul fence up the 3rd base side over by the Aquatic Center, and the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. So as things set right now, unless Carroll can get at least 3 runs, actually 4 runs in the bottom half of the inning, Boone will pick up their first conference win. They'll snap their 3-game losing streak. Pitch on the way in the dirt, and the count 1-2. And the Tigers' 3-game winning streak will come to an end. Tigers will be back in action again tomorrow night. Pitch on the way. There is a shot. That's going to get my Rowetter out into left field. Now it's going to get by Jones. 1 run will come in to score. Runner's going to be at 2nd and 3rd, and it's 20-6 Boone. And now some defensive miscues starting to hurt the Tigers here. We're going to get a little conversation in the circle with the Carroll infield. Parker Adams and some of the veterans with the Tigers just trying to settle things down. Still just a 1 out here in the inning. And Jillian Malice, who will be the 18th batter of the inning, will step to the plate. This is going to be a tough one. Tigers will have to bounce back tomorrow night. South Central Calhoun was in action tonight. I'll get the details from Randy Martin on that one. Chopper out to Rowetter. She'll scoop and fire. There's the 2nd out of the inning. A run will come in to score, as picking up the RBI is going to be Malice. And Boone will start their 3rd time through the lineup here in the 5th inning with Avery Howie. In this inning, she has singled and scored and popped up to the first baseman, Emma Kuhlman, in foul territory. Pitch on the way. In there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Howie tonight has walked and scored, reach on an error and was forced out at 2nd base, singled and scored, and then popped up in foul territory to the first baseman. So she is 1 for 3 tonight with a walk, 2 runs scored. There's a pop-up on the infield. Coffin will drift back at 3rd, and it comes to an end for the Carroll Tigers here in the 5th. We'll figure it all out. We'll tell you what happened when we come back in 1 minute right here on 93.7 KKRL.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Oh, hell no! Not again! Has the roof on your home or business been damaged by the recent hailstorm? Does your roof need looked at? Let our hail damage experts at Brinks Exteriors work for you to get you a new roof. Call 712 Roof Pro. We know the last thing you want to do is worry about your biggest investment. Hail happens, but we can fix it. Call Brinks Exteriors now for a free roof inspection. 712 Roof Pro.
For Boone in that top of the 15th inning, they had, top of the 5th inning, they had 15 runs, 11 hits, 5 Carroll errors, and they did not, they left one runner left on base. So a big inning for the Toreadors. We went from 6-6 going into the 5th inning to now 21-6, and Carroll needs to score 6 runs in this inning just to be able to get this into a 6th inning. And Emily Ade, since coming in the first inning after the first 5 batters for Carroll, 4 of those 5 had scored. She has given up just 2 runs so far here in the game and just 3 hits. So the Tigers, they've got some work cut out for them here tonight. Olivia Rowetter, Emma Kuhlman, Amanda Wardell are the scheduled hitters for the Tigers. Now this is a part of the order that's had some success here tonight. Rowetter, a 1-for-1 tonight with a walk in the first inning and a single and a run scored in the third. Pitch on the way from Aids is going to be taken inside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Mackey Motors post-game show coming up for you here after this one is over as we come to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike at the count 1-1. We'll probably, if this thing ends the way it is right now, we may not do much of a postgame. I don't know if any of the Carroll girls want to come up and talk after this one. There's a swing and a miss in the count 1-2. So we'll do a fairly quick recap and then probably go ahead and end the broadcast. Now, if the Tigers rally here, we'll go ahead and, of course, do that postgame interview. 1-2 pitch downstairs. Count runs now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carroll jumped up 4-0 in the bottom of the first. Boone came back with 3 in the top of the second. Then Boone took a 5-4 lead with 2 in the top of the third. Pitch downstairs. And the count now 3-2 on Rowetter. Carroll then came back with 2 in the bottom of the third. And the Tigers took a 6-5 lead. Boone then tied it with an unearned run in the fourth. And then again 15 runs for Boone in the fifth. There's a chopper out towards second, arranging over is Malice, and she'll make the play. There is a 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And that's going to bring up Emma Kuhlman, who has walked twice here tonight. And again, if you want to watch the remainder of this one, we've still got Megan Berger sitting over here to my left. She's still running our video broadcast, same place where you find Carroll Merchants games. And that's at CB Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, we'll have Mason Nealon calling that game for the Merchants coming up tomorrow night against St. Joe. There's a chopper. That's going to be a base hit, seeing eye single out to left field for Emma Kuhlman. So the Tigers not done yet. Aids gives up her 4th hit here of the ballgame. And that'll bring up Amanda Wardell. Wardell tonight is struck out twice, once swinging, that in the first, once looking, that in the third, top of the order. And Parker Adams is waiting on deck. Pitch on the way. Outside corner for strike 1. Again, Nick Brinks and I both down in Audubon tomorrow night. 5 nights during the week this week. Of course, nothing on the weekend, but we will have 2 games tonight, 2 tomorrow night, 1 Wednesday, 1 Thursday, 1 Friday across our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network channels. KCIM Sports Rewind it tomorrow morning, 9:30 till 10 o'clock. Myself, John Ryan, and Jeff Honnold. I think Jeff available this week to join us. He called the Merchants game for a doubleheader for us last night with Doug Waniger. There's a chopper out towards the shortstop. They'll flip to second to get the force. But Wardell runs well enough. They did not have a shot at her, so that's going to be 6-4 on the put out at second base. 2 outs here in the inning, and the top of the order, and Parker Adams stepping to the plate. Adams tonight has walked and then had Bailey Bowman run for her in the first. Bowman scored. Adams then walked again in the second, then double driving in 2 runs in the third. Pitch on the way in the dirt. And they count 1 ball now and no strikes on Adams. Again, want to give a shout out to New Auto Group down in Coon Rapids, sponsoring Sports on the Go with me, giving me a vehicle to drive with all the sporting events I've been covering over the last 2 years. Feature vehicle, a 2018 Ford Escape, four-door sport utility. Inside fastball on the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. For more details on that vehicle or any vehicle down at New Way Auto Group, call 800-861-7268. Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankman, powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, home of warranty forever, and your home for free oil changes for life. 1-1 pitch up and in. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moving down to second on the play is it going to be Wardell. So Wardell now 4 for 4 in stolen bases on the season. Tigers with a run out at second, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. They trail at 21-6. There's a line drive base hit. Adams going to pick up another RBI as Wardell will come in to score. So Parker Adams giving herself a little bit more of a chance of becoming that motor-in player of the game here tonight. And that is going to bring up Chloe Jones. Jones tonight reached on an error in the first and scored. Struck out swinging in the second, then walked in the third. And we'll get Bailey Bowman back on to run for Parker Adams. 21-7 now in favor of Boone. And again, if you're just joining us, as the baseball game is still 4-2, and that one looks like, and it is a final. So Boone edging Carroll in baseball 4-2 over on Kick tonight. Pitch on the way. This game was 6-6 coming into this 5th inning, and then Boone put 15 runs on the board. Thanks to Tiffany back in the studio monitoring this one and the game over on Kick tonight. We appreciate her. I think she's working a couple of nights this week. Pitch on the way. Chopper, that'll be at age. She'll field, makes a quick throw, and that is going to be the final out of the inning. 1-3 is going to be the play on Jones. Boone going to win it here tonight in 5, 21-7. We'll step away, take a break. We'll have our postgame. That is going to be coming up for you in 3 minutes right here on 93.7 KKRL. We'll be back right after this with more softball coverage coming up for you on 93.7 KKRL.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Visiting the Paco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. Dupaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without Dupaco Credit Union.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
I think it's really nice to be at a smaller campus because you get to know everyone more.
It's just a very home-like experience. You get more one-on-one time with your teachers. They have more time to show you things.
But we do a lot of different activities that involve the community.
Being here and in this environment teaches me, everyone matters, and it's important to treat everyone with decency and respect. And I think I'll carry that with me forever.
This is Iowa, and Avelo Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avela Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avela Bank, member FDIC.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
Mackey Motors post-game show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. Carroll Tigers falling to Boone here tonight. Again, that final at 21-7 in 5 innings. And again, folks, you hate to keep mentioning it, but 6-6 going into the top of the 5th. Boone scores 15 runs in that 5th inning. At the first 9 girls on base, 8 of them scored. 3-run home run kind of blew things open, and the Carroll Tigers going to fall here tonight. They'll go to 7-7 overall, 0-5 in the conference. Boone will move to 4-5. And 1-3 in the conference. Just going to run through Carroll hitting statistics here tonight. It was Parker Adams going 2 for 2 with a double. She had 3 RBI and 2 walks. Bailey Bowman had a run scored. Chloe Jones 0 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Avery Burke tonight goes 0 for 2. Bella Lou, Burke also had a walk. Bella Lou did have a run scored. McKaylee Coffrin goes 0 for 2 tonight with an RBI, a run scored, and a hit by pitch. Ava Gross 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Marin Overmole goes 0 for 2 tonight. Gabby Oberton goes 0 for 1. Olivia Rowetter 1 for 2 with a run scored. Emma Kuhlman 1 for 1 with 2 walks. And Amanda Wardell goes 0 for 3 with a run scored. We're going to announce a quick motor in player of the game. And we're going to go with Parker Adams tonight. 2 for 2 with 3 RBI in the ball game here for the Carroll Tigers and 2 walks as she got on base all 4 times here tonight. That is going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. Again, for Tiffany, back to the studio for Megan Berger, who has been running our video broadcast powered by New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids. This is Jeff Blankman saying thank you for listening to high school softball coverage here tonight at 93.7 KKRL. Have a great night, everybody.
From bump, set, spike to the crack of the bat, at Motor Inn of Carroll, we love our high school sports.